Hey, what's up, guys? Man, what a nice day. It's in the low 70s this morning. It's about 9 a.m. And you see I'm standing here next to this gorgeous piece of machinery. And what am I doing, do you say? Well, I'm trying to load up these 3406B heads and a couple other pieces. I'm going to take them to the machine shop and get them cleaned up, see if they're any good, and possibly get a head put together so that I have a complete, ready to go B model head in stock. Okay. Just checking the durability. All right, let's see what that does for anybody. That's not too shabby, right? This will probably be the head that gets done. It's in better shape than the other one, so we'll see what it turns out as. The other one's got some smashed valves. All right, so these heads are supposed to be 3406B heads. This one has something else on it. There's these aluminum things on there. I'm not sure what those are, but they're not on this head and they're not on some of the other truck heads. This is probably going to be the head that gets worked, and we'll have we'll have her tanked and cleaned and the rust stayed off in it, and see what transpires. This one's got some valves and retainers and stuff. There's a couple valves that are broken. It also has the nozzles that are missing, where the it's not really a nozzle, kind of a converter from the fuel injector line to the nozzle line. I don't know what you call it, but anyhow, we'll get this we'll get these dropped off the machine shop, and we'll just get an update in a few days what's going on with them. He's going to clean them both first, and if we spend a couple $100 and we find out that none of it's usable, well, so be it. But it'll be nice to have these Jake bridges clean, and that's a full set. Be nice to have that done. Let's see what else. And if maybe these two castings are both good. Maybe they're not. Maybe this one needs some guides and some seats. Maybe this one needs some guides and some seats. We'll figure out. So these parts sat outside for a long time, so there's some rust. This is a block stiffener. This goes between the engine and the oil pan on a 3406, and we'll end up DAing this thing down and cleaning off the surface rust and greasing it up and putting it in stock. This is a good plate. The other one's all bent up from blowing a rod. So we're just going to bring this in and put it with the rest of the cat parts. think maybe I'll take these lifters out and I'll roll this up, get this injection pump off, and get these lifters out. This is the cylinder that damaged that head. So this is a 4MG. This spacer plate's probably good. We need to take that off, get it cleaned up. This crankshaft's probably good. Yeah, that rod feels nice. This crankshaft's probably good. So we'll get this engine picked up. We'll get the pump off it, front cover off it. Flip it over on it, take this plate off, flip it over on its roof, take off the bell housing, take off the flywheel, take up all the pieces that are good on this motor, and take off the balancer and the pulleys, the mounts, front cover, and we'll get all these off of there, and we'll get that bottom end taken apart, and we'll get the crank out of it. It's going to be tough because some of these cylinders are rusted pretty solid, so we're hoping we'll be able to get it out of there. But if not, I'll pour some muriatic acid in those cylinders, get that rust off so we can get that thing turning over. But this would be a good crankshaft. I wish I would have thought about it. I would have taken that crankshaft to the machine shop with me today. I don't think I have time. Let me look. I might have time. I'm going to grab some tools. I'm going to pull that motor off. I'm going to grab some tools, knock that flywheel housing off. I need to leave here by 1 probably. So I got 4 hours. I think I can do it. All right, so okay. I don't know if that's good or not. Just keeping in mind, this can go anytime. All right, so these injector lines are no good. What's it digging on? All right, so we'll knock the rest of these bolts back off the cover and get this oil cooler off. And we're got a little mess going, so I'm gonna grab some stuff. What is holding on to it? Okay. All right. Ah, boy, they're in pretty good shape for being outside for as long as they were. Yeah. So we're gonna take these mains and rods off and get this crank lifted out. We impact to get these out. All right, so I'm just saying there's no way that this is breaking these rod bolts loose with the little 3/8 breaker bar. My 3/8 impact is doing a good job, but you know, we can't turn the crank because the pistons are seized in the cylinders. And so there's just no way this is happening. Nope. Okay. I can't get the rod bolts off. I'm not going to reuse the rods anyways. I'm going to cut the rod bolts off with the torch. Be right back. Well, if this crank wasn't bad before I started, it's likely bad now. That's pretty cool. Ouch. Here, we got it. Let's see what that does for anybody. Okay, let's see if we can get that last bolt out, and this block will fall over on me. Don't hit the crank. I don't see any way to do it without hitting the crank. All right, guys. Well, this is not going as planned. When you can't get the pistons moved up and down, it's really a pain in the ass. I think I probably should have just cut the rods off instead of trying to get the bolts burn off, but whatever. Got one to go. I'm gonna get it. Let's go. So that was a real pain in the ass. I don't even know really how to express that, but I had to torch through the rod, some of the rod caps. It was not fun. I didn't realize that the thrust washers on these crankshafts actually sat in the block, and they weren't a part of the normal bearing. So that's kind of cool. That way you can space it back and forth or whatever. It's kind of neat. These are kind of knife edged. I'll let you see how that works. You know, they go in a groove in the block, and yeah, that's for your end play. Kind of neat. This was a royal pain in the ass. I'm not done with this block yet. I'm going to cover it back up. I want to take this dipstick tube out, and then I'm going to cover this block up. I'm going to leave these nuts and bolts lay if I don't have time to get them picked up. You missed a little bit of that, but that's okay. This is how you lose sockets. I didn't do an inventory yesterday when I cleaned up. I saw the socket had rolled down in the rocks, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta grab that." But then when I cleaned up, put my sockets away, didn't do an inventory. And 15/16 is super popular. Would have sucked. It's super still out, and even though it's cooler, it's hotter. The sun's not killing me, but I am sweating. Anyway, I'm gonna stretch the forks out a little bit. Then we'll grab this pallet, bring it inside. I'll put on the other cat parts that I took off earlier this week, and put those on this pallet as well. That way it doesn't get rained on, you know. You always got to be careful when you're scooping the pallet out of here. You don't hit the truck with the top. I hit the TRX a little bit yesterday when I was loading it, and you know, the TRX is just a work truck, so I'm not super concerned, but still, you know, self-inflicted garbage. Well, it's nice out. I figured I'd do a little walk around the property. It's not very much property, so it won't take long. All right, so this is my scrap pile. Not everything in here is scrap. That base for the fifth wheel is not scrap. It should be. I'm never going to use it, but I won't scrap it. That engine, those engine parts, you know, old airbags and stuff. Sean, Trucker Style Sean was supposed to pick that up. He hadn't been back by. Oop, look at that. Some tools left out. 23406 B models, the one that had the exploded block, and then another one that just overheated. I think that one will be a nice one to rebuild. I got to get that apart. There's Hell's Bell. Let's see. That's the original Freightliner chassis. There's an 8-bag cutoff. I was going to put on Crystal. It needs a little bit of work. These main supports in there have been busted and repaired. I got some new ones. I might have to cut those hooks off and, you know, put the new ones on. But I'm going to sandblast this frame and see what it looks like first. And I may not even use this. This thing was supposedly from Texas, which most of the frame is in nice shape, but you know, under the fifth wheel, nasty. And I was hoping it didn't have that wrap over fifth wheel. I was hoping it had the bolt on the side, and then it would only have rust underneath that instead on the top of the rail. So whatever. My lean-to over there, my shed, that's where I keep I got the front end of the Belvedere. I got a couple old wheels and tires. I get my 69 Chevy van that someday I'll do something with. An old radiator and just miscellaneous crap. A couple barrels of old diesel. And I saved my old diesel fuel, and I was trying to get rid of it, but I burn it in the heater and it burns fine. So that's my winter fuel. Here's Franny Girl. I don't know if I showed the video. I don't think I did because it was short, but anyways, I took that suspension part off that goes from side to side there, and took it to the machine shop to get a new one made. This frame's not in great shape. It's not horrible. I mean, it's way better than some frames I've seen. But this suspension is old, and there's some components that aren't so good, and so I may clip this truck. I'm not really sure, but there's Franny Girl. I love that truck. You know, it's got a new sleeper boot, so it's nice and dry inside. I got to put a hood cable on and finish cleaning the interior. And I think this truck, I was going to paint it, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sand the clear and then re-clear it and keep the patina. We'll have to see how that goes. 3406 Super 10. You know, not a bad truck. We get that suspension fixed, and we'll get check out the brakes, make sure they're good, and work that transmission a little bit, and it should be fine. Put some horns and exhaust on it. I've got the exhaust, I've just been lazy. Here's Candy. It's looking good. Still have that touchy brake. I bought some chambers, and that suspension piece in there. Let's switch to this camera and then get a little look under there. Yeah, it's still good, I think. And then Trisha's, you know, she's roadworthy. I drive her. It needs the roof refinished and stuff, but it's a nice truck, it really is. Killed the weeds around it so it doesn't look like it's sitting in a hayfield, but it needs the interior done. And Marla, I need to paint up this cross member on the back. I'll probably take it off and sand it up and maybe get it powder coated, and those arms need to be polished. But you know, this truck pretty much, I finally found the matching set, and those are supposed to come Monday, so hopefully that'll be done. We did put the Aerodyne glass in. I'll put you up there so you can see it. Yeah, see it up there, new rubbers, so it won't be raining in there. I got a new headliner to put in, and I think it'll be good. But anyhow, Marla. Oh, Black Betty, Blind Lamb. Betty's gonna get moved over here where the Trailblazer is. Whoops. Just to get it out of the way. I need to get back on Dolores and get that truck running and driving. It's pretty close, truck X. So that's it.